Hi everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. Finally, I've finalized the design and the size for the steam wand modification. Not the steam wand, the steam knob modification for the Lelit Elizabeth. And this is actually the design, right? So this is done in the sort of emerald green color. So in terms of color, I've not finalized the color yet, but I guess there'll be a few color to choose from. Mainly there'll be the green, the red, and another color. I'm still thinking of what to do. What's the color that I'm going to use, right? So today I'm going to show you how easy to install this, the modification onto the Elizabeth, and then I'm going to show you how to use this, how to remove the original steam knob, and just install this new one, right? So that's what I'm going to do today. And of course, this is a coffee channel, so I cannot finish a video without making a coffee. So of course, I'm going to show you how I use this steam knob modification to make latte. That's for today's video, right? So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you the original steam knob on the Lelit Elizabeth. It's actually a plastic. So let me zoom into the camera and show you. All right, so you can see this little plastic here. This little plastic is actually quite easy to pull out. You don't have to worry, right? You can just pull out, right? And it will come out really easily, right? So this is the plastic that came with the machine, right? And it is really quite, sometimes it's quite hard to use, but it still does its job though, right? So right now I'm going to show you my version, which is this. And to install this is actually very simple because I've already got the size dialed in. So now basically what we need to do is just to place it in. And there you go. There is the steam knob modification on the Lelit, right? So right now the machine is turned on, right? I'm going to zoom out and show you how it actually works, right? So how it actually works is very simple. Right now, I just have to turn it down. And if I want to stop it, I just have to flip it up, right? So right now I'm going to show you what happened. I'm quite sure you know how this machine works because right now when it comes stop, right, this is how you have to activate the steam, right? So let me just quickly show you, right? So you can also replace this pack, right? To turn on the steam on the stock machine, we have to turn the knob, right? And we have to close it, right? This is a little bit more troublesome as compared to a simple a flip of a lever. And to install is actually very simple. Just have to gently slide it in. The design of this switch is such a way that it will go all the way in, slightly into the machine, so that it will not fall out definitely, right? So basically right now we just have to switch. Let me show you again. And switch off. And that's it. So let me know in the comment section down below what do you think about this modification, right? We will make it available for sales really soon. So I'll probably put a sales link at the bottom of this video on the description section, and then let me know in the comment section down below what do you think about this design, right? Maybe you can actually suggest what color do you think it will suit the design of the Lily Elizabeth better, and I can consider using those color. But I cannot promise you I will get you the color. Right now we are using 3D resin printer to print this. It is 100% cured under the sun or under UV light, so there's no toxic remaining on this level, and it is not engaged in any food. It is not touching any food related stuff. It is not touching the coffee or whatsoever, so it is 100% safe to use. But very soon we're going to resin cast this. So when the resin is properly cured, it is still slightly different from the 3D printing resin, right? The resin we're going to use is a resin designed for casting, so it'll be a lot faster. We're going to make a mold, and then we're going to replicate this in a much faster way. And then from then on, I can actually use the dye to make different colors for this for this steam level modification. Right, so let me introduce coffee that we have introduced before. Is actually the Yunnan pea berries. Right. Before that, we actually roasted these Yunnan pea berries to the light to medium roast, and yes, we are getting the line of the coffee beans. But then we try slightly different roast approach, and of course this is the wash bean, not the natural processed one. So it tends to be slightly more acidic. So we have roasted it to medium dark, so that right now, it will still give you the sweetness, a little bit of acidity, but it actually give you the full flavor of the cocoa and the hazelnut taste, right? The berries start to mellow a little bit more, and it brings out more of the chocolate and the cocoa flavor, right? So this is the bean we're going to use today, which is the Yunnan pea berries, right? I'm going to use the G64, right, which is the grinder here, to grind the coffee for us, and then after that I'll be using the Lelit to make double shot espresso. Then we're going to froth some milk, and then we're going to make a latte. And for today, we're not going to use the cow's milk, right? We're going to use something different, which is a plant-based version. We buy this ourselves. We are not advertising this. This is not our product, but we buy this from the one of the roadshow, and we think of trying this, right? This is actually the oat milk, which is uh, the cow's milk alternative. Let's say you are vegetarian or you are lactose intolerant, right? You can try this. We have tried it before, right? Which is actually it doesn't compete with the taste of coffee, and it blends quite well with the espresso. However, because I'm a cow's milk drinker, so the taste of the cow's milk versus the oat milk is slightly different, right? This one has a little bit of plant taste, right? Definitely, it is less creamy, but I would say that on the cow's milk, if the creamy flavor from the cows is maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, it gives me 8. I would say that this oat milk give me about 5 to 6. It is not as creamy, but it does not fight the taste of we fight the taste of the espresso that we have put. Right, so we're going to use this for today's latte. Right, so before we start to grind the coffee, nowadays I don't do any bellowing immediately after grinding the coffee beans. What I'm going to do is that now I'll be trying to bellow out whatever remaining of the coffee ground that's inside in the previous grind from the G64. So right now you can see that this is empty, right? So I'm going to bellow, turn on the grinder. Right, I'm going to show you how much coffee has been bellowed out from the previous batch. And this is the amount of coffee that's retained from the previous one. It is about 0.2 gram, right? So without bellow, you will retain about 0.2 gram. And this, what's so good about this grinder, right? I think I've mentioned in my previous video before. Not only is a single dose grinder, it has variable speed at the side. Adjustment is from 1 to 7. Right now I'm grinding at a speed of 4, and I will definitely find out what is the RPM related to every single step from 1 to 7. Um, and the retention of this is really quite low, right? I do not need to mod anything on this grinder. It is a grinder that you just open up, plug in the power, and you can start to use it. Right, so let's do 18 grams. Right, this is exactly 18 grams. And let's make sure that all the coffee has been bellowed out. Right, pretty much nothing there. So you can see my grinder is now on. I didn't switch it off. Right, let's move on to do some pulp preparation. As you can see, I did not do any WDT, right, because the coffee grinder from the G64 is actually very decent and it's very fluffy. And I'm just going to temp it directly. and I'll be moving over to pour an espresso shot. Right, and of course we're going to use the puck screen. Um, Currently my Elizabeth is set to 2 seconds pre-infusion and about 27 seconds of extraction time. So altogether it's going to do about 30 seconds. So let's try this and let's make coffee. Let me bring you closer. So output is about 31 grams, slightly below the target of 1:2, but I think it will fine. So let's steam some milk and then let's make a cup of latte. And of course, today we're going to use this, right? No ordinary oat milk. I've tested this, seems to taste quite okay. So let's pour some milk. I'll be using about 150 grams of oat milk. Let's remove this so that it doesn't get wet, even though this Akaya, no, not the Akaya, the Felicita Arc is actually waterproof. I would say it's splash proof and not really waterproof. First, the steam. You can see how easy it is to actually activate the steam now. Right, it's done. Let's purge it. So you can see the workflow really simplifies quite a bit. Right, show you the oat milk. Right, so now let's try to do a latte art using the oat milk. Right, so right now let's try to make a cup of latte. Right, this is froth using the oat milk. Right, not the best, but let's try the coffee and see how it goes. Right, so let's try the coffee. Okay, it's not as creamy as the normal milk that we use from the cow. But I think it complements with the espresso quite well. It doesn't fight the taste of the espresso, even though it still tastes a little bit, from the plant-based kind of alternative milk. But it's not as bad as soy because when I use soy, the taste of the soy is really quite overpowering. But this, um, I guess this is quite a good replacement, right? Hmm. All right, so this is Steve once again. Thanks for joining me today. Right, I hope you like what we have done to the Elizabeth, right, by replacing the steam knob to now being a lever, right. Let me bring you closer to see the outcome. Right, so this is the steam knob. That's actually the main actor today, and I hope you like it. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Do remember to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share our content if you find that our content is useful. And then to remember to ring the bell if you want to stay updated with our content. And I'll see you very soon in the next one. Stay safe and have a great day.